Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we re-diving deep into one of the most complex and tragic stories in the entire Naruto universe. The Uchiha clan downfall, and the truth behind Itachi Uchiha's betrayal. For years, we saw Itachi as a cold-blooded villain who slaughtered his entire family just to test his abilities. But as the story unfolded, we learned that the truth was far more heartbreaking and layered than we could have ever imagined. So grab your tissues, because we're about to unravel the painful sacrifice of a true hero. To really understand Itachi's choice, we have to go back to the political climate of Konoha, the Hidden Leaf village. The Uchiha clan, renowned for their powerful Sharingan, had always been a source of both pride and suspicion for the village. This mistrust had deep roots, dating back to the village's founding by Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha. After Madara's defection, the Uchiha were gradually pushed to the margins of village society. They were relocated to a compound on the outskirts of Konoha and largely excluded from positions of real power within the village leadership, despite their contributions as the Konoha military police force. This segregation and constant surveillance bred resentment and a growing sense of injustice within the Uchiha clan. This simmering tension was ignited by the nine-tailed fox's attack on Konoha the very day Naruto was born. Because the Sharingan can control the Nine Tails, the village elders, particularly Danzo Shimura, immediately suspected the Uchiha of orchestrating the disaster. This accusation, though unproven, was the final straw. The Uchiha clan, led by Itachi's own father, Fugaku Uchiha, began to secretly plan a coup d'etat, a full-blown rebellion to seize control of the village they felt had betrayed them. Konoha was on the brink of a civil war, a conflict that would have decimated the village from within and made it vulnerable to attack from other nations, potentially sparking a fourth great ninja war. This is where Itachi comes in. He was a prodigy, a genius who saw the world differently. He graduated from the academy at 7, mastered the Sharingan at 8, and became a Chunin at 10. By 13, he was an ANBU captain. But more than his skills, Itachi possessed a wisdom far beyond his years. He loved his village and cherished peace above all else, a value instilled in him after witnessing the horrors of the Third Great Ninja War as a young child. He was caught in an impossible position, torn between his loyalty to his clan and his love for his village. He knew a civil war would lead to countless deaths on both sides, including innocent civilians and, most devastatingly, his beloved younger brother, Sasuke. Desperate to find a peaceful solution, Itachi became a double agent. He fed information about the Uchiha's plans to the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, and the village elders, hoping they could negotiate a resolution. Hiruzen, a man who also valued peace, tried his best to reason with the Uchiha. However, the years of accumulated hatred and the influence of the hardliner Danzo Shimura made a peaceful outcome impossible. Danzo saw the Uchiha as a threat that needed to be eliminated, and he cornered Itachi with a horrific ultimatum. Danzo presented Itachi with two choices, both of them unbearable. Option 1, side with the Uchiha in their coup. This would inevitably lead to a civil war, the destruction of Konoha, the death of his family, and likely Sasuke's death in the crossfire. The Uchiha would be wiped out anyway, and the village would be left in ruins. Option 2, personally eliminate the Uchiha clan before they could launch their attack, thus preventing the civil war and protecting the village. In exchange, Danzo promised that one person could be spared, his innocent younger brother, Sasuke. Faced with this impossible choice, Itachi made the ultimate sacrifice. To protect the village he loved, and most importantly to save his brother's life, he chose to become a pariah. He chose to shoulder the burden of being a traitor, a murderer, and a monster in the eyes of the world. He believed that this path, as horrific as it was, would result in the least amount of bloodshed overall and would guarantee Sasuke's survival. He accepted the mission to single-handedly slaughter his entire clan, his friends, his relatives, his own parents. The night of the massacre is one of the most haunting scenes in all of anime. Imagine the psychological torment. Itachi had to kill the parents who loved and were proud of him. In a heart-wrenching moment, his father Fugaku and mother Mikoto told him they understood his choice and were proud of him, asking only that he take care of Sasuke before allowing him to end their lives. The only person he couldn't bring himself to kill was Sasuke. To ensure Sasuke would survive and grow strong enough to one day avenge the clan, Itachi constructed a lie. He played the part of a villain perfectly. He told Sasuke he did it all to test his own power and pushed him towards a path of hatred, believing that this desire for revenge would be the fuel Sasuke needed to become a powerful ninja, strong enough to survive in a dangerous world. Itachi's plan was to die at Sasuke's hands. He wanted Sasuke to be hailed as a hero in Konoha for avenging the Uchiha clan, thereby restoring their family's honor. He joined the Akatsuki, a criminal organization, but he did so as a spy for Konoha, secretly feeding information to the third Hokage and protecting the village from the inside. Every action he took, every life he took as an Akatsuki member, was part of this long, painful penance. He endured sickness and pushed his body to its limits, all to stay alive long enough for his final confrontation with his brother, to complete his plan and give Sasuke the justice he craved. Even in their final battle, Itachi never stopped protecting Sasuke. He pushed Sasuke to his absolute limit, to force Orochimaru out of his body, freeing him from the curse mark's influence. He then sealed Orochimaru away with his Susanu's Totsuka blade, and with his dying breath he poked Sasuke on the forehead, just as he did when they were children, and gave him his final words. "Forgive me, Sasuke. This is the last time." It was an apology for everything, for the lies, the pain, and the path he forced upon him. In that moment, he transferred his Mangekyo Sharingan abilities to Sasuke to protect him from Tobi, who he knew would try to manipulate him. So, why did Itachi betray his clan? He did it out of an overwhelming love. Love for his village, love for the ideal of peace, and most of all, an immeasurable, all-consuming love for his little brother. He sacrificed his name, his honor, his family, and his life, all to protect Sasuke and prevent a devastating war. He chose to walk a path of darkness so that others could live in the light. He wasn't a traitor. He was the most loyal shinobi Konoha ever had, a silent hero who bore the weight of the world on his shoulders. The story of Itachi Uchiha is a tragic masterpiece about the nature of sacrifice and the painful choices that define a true hero. Thank you so much for watching and going on this emotional journey with me. Itachi's story is truly one for the ages. What do you think about his decision? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We'll see you in the next one.